What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Note Night in America. Excited to have you guys here. Our topic is going to be about setting SMART goals in 2020. I want to make sure I hit the record button. Sure have. Hopefully, everybody's out there rocking and rolling along tonight. Excited to be here. I think you guys are going to enjoy this tonight. Hang on one second. Just got a text from Steph. Heads up then. But anyway, I'm excited to have this. Welcome to 11/11. Happy, Veterans Day to all of our folks out there, past, present, who've served our country. Thank you guys again for all your sacrifice into making the U.S. what it is today. But anyway, for those of you guys that are joining us, yes, this is Note Night in America. Yeah, we do these just about getting back in the habit of doing them every Monday night. Excited to have everybody here who's a part of us. We see some familiar faces, which is great. Some new people, which is awesome as well too. But anyway, for those of you that have not attended this our Note Night in America, that are brand new, that I see in the call, we've got a variety of note and real estate investors that join us because we have a variety of different topics that we cover on these webinars. With people interested in learning more about notes, these calls are recorded. I did hit the record button. And the beautiful thing is, if you're wanting to catch the replays, we throw these up on YouTube. We're not live streaming tonight, but it will be up on YouTube tomorrow. My YouTube channel is We Close Notes. Are pretty easy to remember. We also will throw them up. You go to WeCloseNotes.tv. That should take you directly to our YouTube channel. But we also have a podcast just for Note Night in America that usually will be up in about a week or two. I'd rather have you go to the YouTube channel and subscribe there and be able to watch the replays there. But we also have the Note Night in America podcast, as I mentioned. So I'd love it if you guys are watching that or listening to that when you're traveling. Leave us a review. Let us know. It is the smallest, I guess you could say, downloaded podcast out of the three that we have, with Note Camp being number 2, and of course, Note Closer Show being the number 1 with a 50,000 megawatt blowtorch. But between the three, we're over 500,000 downloads. And we surpassed the 10 million download mark this last month on our radio station. But anyway, we've got over 530 episodes. I highly encourage you all, if you aren't listening to podcasts, check out the Note Close Show podcast. Please leave a review. I'd love to have you guys leave me a review, and might just give you a shout out on the show. But we do that basically 3 to 5 times a week. Like I said, over 500,000 downloads, 12 million, sorry, not 10 million, over 12 million listeners across our AM/FM radio stations across the country. I'd love it if you review and subscribe. We have lots of great content, interviews, guests, and vendors. Thank you to everybody that listens to that. Thanks for everybody that shares it. Really excited about what's going on with that here as we get to the last 2 months of 2019 and what holds for the next decade with the note business here. But anyway, I want to give you guys a big reminder here before we dive into the content tonight. Our final workshop of the year is upcoming here in just under a month, December 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's our virtual note buying workshop. It's delivered 100% online and live. It's a Friday through Sunday, 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday, and Sunday we usually go from 9 to 2, 9 to 3. Replays are included because we do record it. So you can't make it all sessions. Don't worry about it. You get access to the replays. Plus, you'll also get the replays from the last event so you can watch beforehand. We're doing a big push on assets this time around on this class, especially on, I'm getting stuff in too. So that's the thing, with it being 3 weeks roughly before the end of the year, we've gotten several banks and hedge funds that have sent us some lists that we'll be working through. I'm excited that this upcoming weekend in Orlando, we've got our mastermind there. We're going to have some people looking at some really nice assets. We'll also be doing a big push on asset managers and some of the things that you want to do to systematize your approach into finding, funding, and flipping. We'll talk about closing deals. And then we'll also talk about 2020 goals, because the market's going to change some. It already is. You're already starting to see a change in a variety of different ways, on days on market, on market softening, on increased number of foreclosure and defaults. So we've really got some great stuff to be a part of that. Now, if you're part of their WCN membership, you get a ticket to that. It's included. Just drop me a message if you're part of that. If you're not, you can always get signed up for that as well. But we are doing a flash sale that ends Monday night. And it'll end at midnight, basically tonight, where you can get half off of the price. If you go to WeCloseNotes.com and sign up for the virtual workshop and use the code Flash, all caps, F-L-A-S-H, Flash, then get you signed up for half price. And that ends tonight. If you're watching the replay, shucks. All right. Tough. It sucks to be you guys. Classes at, biggest, best nuts and bolts part in the industry. And all the content is all mine, not somebody else's too out there. But anyway, last class of the year, great way to kind of wrap up your year and kind of kick things off. You're wanting to roll into 2020 with both guns blazing. So I'd love to have you. Like I said, normally $7.99, but you can get it for half price by using the special code FLASH, F-L-A-S-H, okay? All right. And that's just our virtual workshop. That's not our note buying blueprint or all that other stuff. But we'll talk about how to learn how to evaluate deals, what and what not to say to get inside with the banks. We'll probably make a few banker phone calls that Friday. We'll talk about how to raise private money for your deals. We'll talk about protecting your assets with asset protection. We'll talk about how to use your self-directed IRA to fund your deals. We'll obviously break into it and do a lot on due diligence. We'll talk about some of the hotter markets across the country. We'll talk about finding financing actually for your pool deals that we're seeing some stuff happen up. We'll talk about building your nationwide team, and then also how to marketing to attract buyers and marketing sellers for your deals, and a lot of other things in there besides just marketing, buying, selling, funding, flipping, all the great stuff when it comes to multiple F's, when it comes to non-performing notes. But love to have you. Go to WeCloseNotes.com and get signed up there today and use the special code FLASH to take advantage of the 50% off. But anyway, you guys are here tonight. You guys and gals are here to really dive into goals, right? We all have goals that we want to accomplish. And I'm not a big believer in setting goals the last week of December. I think you're way behind the 8 ball when you're waiting until that or first a year when you can start doing stuff now. I mean, the best day to plant a tree is 30 years ago and then today. The best day to start a goal towards working toward a goal is today, not tomorrow, not waiting off till the month. Oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I'm going to wait till January 1st before I start eating or start eating less, working out more. That doesn't make any sense. Start today. So some things that we're going to go through tonight here is really the SMART system of setting goals here. Now, what are SMART goals? Now, SMART goals are specific. That's what the S stands for. Measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. All right, that's what makes up the SMART aspect of goals is those 5 characteristics. They got to be specific. It's got to be measurable. You got to be able to achievable, obviously realistic, and timely. Now, every year I was talking to somebody earlier, actually less than a week ago, in Atlanta last Wednesday night. I was talking about, I want to close on 100 deals in my first year in the note business. I'm like, it's not going to happen. And then he got all upset with me. I'm like, listen, no offense. If you've not closed on a deal or 10 deals or 20 deals, you're sure as heck not going to close to 50. You've got that learning curve. I say is 0 to 20 deals that you learn a lot about your business and your time and your schedule to get to that point. But tonight, you guys want to probably grab a piece of paper and pencil. Hopefully you've thought about this a little bit beforehand tonight, because I'm going to leave it up at the end to talk about and share with some of your goals and maybe help you kind of break those down that maybe are struggling. Sorry, I got my speaker on here. But anyway, let's dive into this. The specific goals here. Goals that are specific have a significantly greater chance of being accomplished. Okay, to make a goal specific, the 5 W questions must be considered. And by that, we mean who is involved in this goal. So hopefully you are involved in your own goal, but you also have to think about others if you're involving other people in or other things and how to reach out to them as well. What is accomplished? What do you want to accomplish? What exactly do you want to accomplish? I know that sounds weird. Where is this goal to be achieved? Are you going to be traveling? Are you going to be here locally, at your house, at your office, things like that? When do I want to achieve this goal? Do I want to do this by the 1st of February, the 1st of June, the 1st of December? You got to be and why? Why do I want to achieve this goal? Now, that's different than what do I want to accomplish. We all want to do something, but why do I want to achieve this goal? This is the big thing behind, and that's why I believe the 5th W, the why, is the most important. Why do you want to achieve a goal? Well, if you want to lose weight, why do you want to do that? Because I don't want to have a freaking heart attack. Or I want to live longer. Or I want to get my groove back on. Whatever it might be. Everybody's a little different. Okay, but you need to know those 5 things about your goals, okay? And for example, a general goal will be I want to get back in shape. A more specific goal will be I want to obtain a gym membership at my local community center and work out 4 days a week to be healthier. Now, you don't want just to get the first part of that. Hey, I'm going to get a gym membership that I'm not going to go use. Okay? An example, I have a gym membership across the street to 24-hour fitness, but we also have a really nice little gym here in my office down in the basement. So the thing is, when people say they want to get into shape, it's all about being specific. Why did you want to do that? And I think you need to have kind of a little bit of a vision board to share kind of those things, especially those fives. Okay, who, what, where, when, and why. Why do you want to do that? I want to be around because I want to spend time with my wife or my spouse. Well, if you dislike your spouse, it's probably not part of your why then. You get what I'm saying? I want to travel more. Or like when I go on vacation, I don't want to be the old man, the old woman dragging up the line or wheezing. There's a whole variety of different things, okay? So be as specific as possible when you think about your goals that you want to accomplish. And honestly, I'm going to say this again, having 50 million goals isn't good. I think you need to narrow it down to very specifically just a couple goals for you. That way you'll be happier, okay? Measurable goals, okay? This is important. It's important to have your goals be measurable because the fact is, if you can't measure them, there's no way to know how closer you are to them, okay? A SMART goal must have criteria for measuring progress, okay? If there are no criteria, you will not be able to determine your progress if you are on track to reach your goal. To make a goal measurable, ask yourself these things. How many? How much? Okay? How do I know if I have reached my goal? What is my indicator of progress? And a great example of putting these three together is building on the specific goal above that we talked about earlier. I want to obtain a gym membership at my local community center and work out 4 days a week to be healthier. Every week, I will aim to lose 1 pound of body fat. Okay? That's not so bad. 1 week, a pound a week, that's 50 pounds in a year. That's very feasible. If you figure in that you've got 3,500 calories in a pound, means you need to come in if you're going to work out 4 days a week. It means you need to be able to burn about 850 calories each time you come in, or have a deficit of 3,500 calories a week compared to what you eat. Okay? Now, I know you guys probably have some questions, and we'll get to those later on here, but let me get through this stuff here for you guys. Okay? Now, I have Wayne Snell popping up. If you don't know Wayne Snell, Wayne's been one of our students for a couple of years now, and I remember him coming to one of our mastermind events in San Diego a few years back. And he had done him and Natalie closed about 100, 125 deals that year. And we were in December, and I said, okay, what are your goals for the year? And they put down maybe done like 60 goals that year, 60 to 80 notes for the second year. I was like, it's great, but why are you going to put down the same goal you accomplished this last year? Why don't you challenge yourself? And they're like, oh, what do you mean by challenge? Well, challenge yourself. If you did what you did this year pretty easily, why don't you challenge yourself to go to a whole nother level? So they challenged themselves to close on 125 deals that year. Now, they were able to measure that because they look at last year's numbers. They look at what they had to do on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, and their actions. So they did good kind of, how many, okay? How do I know if I reached that goal? They know by closings and deals they sold. Indicator of progress, they could see literally closing statements. So they kept track of it in the dry erase board and how they got to that. Actually, I think they ended up doing 150 that year. The whole point is measurable stuff. I'm a big advocate of putting things on a dry erase board. So put something where you can see it, and that allows you to measure it. One of the things that we've done before, hey, you want to close on 50 deals? I had one time 50 pieces of paper kind of stapled together. It was sticky notes. You could do this very easily with 3M notes, 50, 49, and just peel it off as you're closing on deals. It's kind of a simple thing to have it somewhere where you can see it. Okay? Good stuff. Achievable goals. Let's talk about achievable goals. You want a SMART goal must be achievable and attainable. All right? This will help you figure out ways you can realize that goal and work towards it. Okay? The achievability of the goal should be stretched to make you feel challenged, but defined well enough that you can actually achieve it. Ask yourself these things. Do I have the resources and capabilities to achieve the goal? If not, what am I missing? Do you need help? Do you need coaching? Do you need some training? And have others done it successfully before? All right? This is an important thing. And I've always, my high school geometry teacher, Mrs. Crawford, I could not stand. We didn't get along. We were like oil and water, okay? Did not get along at all. Only class I ever failed 6 weeks, failed a semester in that class because we did not get along. All right, still graduated, still passed that class long term. But honors geometry is not usually something you're struggling with for the most part. But she used to say that a goal should be something you would never be able to achieve. And I really and strongly disregard that. I hate that because if it's unattainable or unachievable, to dream the impossible dream, I think just works against you. I think it's got to be achievable. Now, that's not saying you can't do some big, amazing things, but immediate goal needs to be something achievable. You need to have that success aspect of things, okay? And by success, it's been successfully done by others, and is there a path way to help you get there? Like we talked about before, getting to the point where you're losing, like there's people who have done that, coaches, trainers, we've got Thomas News, my trainer, does this all the time. But going back to the goals, Riaz Lakhani and Haitham Ebaway, a couple of students, they partnered up, and their goal in their first year was to close 50 deals. And I was like, okay, great. They closed like 4 or 5 each, and then they decided, let's partner up. Okay, let's partner up. We're kind of from the same background, although one lives in Houston, the other one lives in San Francisco. Let's partner up and create a company, and that way we can divide and conquer. And this way, they did hit their goals of closing on 50 deals in the first year. That's why I always say, hey, if you want to do some big things, you can't. It's hard to do it by yourself. You've got to have somebody there to help you achieve your goal, especially something that needs to be done. Maybe it's something you've never done before. You're going to need some help to help you get there. And that's kind of one of the big things that we love about the virtual workshops. Hey, we go through a lot of stuff to help you kind of understand where you're going, because the note business, that we can all agree, is a little bit different from everybody else. Let's talk about the R in it, realistic goals, okay? SMART goal must be realistic in that the goal can be realistically achieved given the available resources and time. A SMART goal is likely realistic if you believe that it can be accomplished. Ask yourself this: is the goal realistic and within reach? Okay, is the goal reachable given the time and resources? Are you able to commit to achieving the goal? Whoops. Okay, that's the thing. Is it within reach? I'm going to use a big thing. People come in, I want to make $500,000 this year. Well, if you've never made $100,000, you're not going to make $500,000. Or if you want to make $100,000, but you've never made more than $50,000, it's going to be a tough year for you. You have to kind of grow into that. Reach for one branch, then reach for another. Okay, that's the thing that most people struck out. They write these big goals, and I want to make $100,000 in cash flow. Well, have you made $1,000 in cash flow this year? No. Okay, well, let's set something that's a little bit more realistic. Now, the biggest thing about this, though, is not saying you can't reach those bigger ones, they're not being realistic, is are you able to commit to achieving the goal? I was at an event, New Media Summit, a few months ago, and I've got a friend who's a podcaster, and she's like, I want to make $100,000 with my podcast. I'm like, okay. And she has a class that she teaches. And I'm like, is it an online class? And oh, it's an online class. It's really real well done. I'm like, well, how many of those have you sold? She goes, 0. I'm like, well, are you even offering it? Are you committed to offering it? She goes, well, I'm afraid to offer. I'm like, well, if you want to make $100,000 and you're selling something that's $1,000, that means you got to sell 100 of them. I mean, that's 2 a week, roughly. You have to offer this up. If you're not offering up, if you're not taking the actions, that means by committing to achieving a goal, you want to close on 60 deals, you've got to commit then to making 600 offers, okay? There's a lot. If you want to commit to losing 50 pounds, that means you've got to work out 3 to 4 times a week, or reduce your calories to give up Cokes or sugars or other things like that. Is that making sense, everybody? If you want to run a marathon, you got to get off the couch and start walking that 5K first, okay? Those are the realistic things we want to talk about here. If you've never done it, doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, you could be like Puff Daddy. Oh, I'm going to run a marathon with 6 weeks of training and almost break my feet. Okay? But extreme things can happen, but let's be realistic about things. If you can do it, it's within your reach, and then the next thing's within your reach, and it's like climbing that ladder up to your ultimate goals long term. Okay? Given the time and resources. Now, timely, as we're getting to T. Timely goals. A SMART goal must be time-bound in that it has a start and finish date. Start and finish date. If the goal is not time-constrained, there will be no sense of urgency and motivation to achieve the goal. So we want to ask yourself this: does my goal have a deadline? I want to lose 50 pounds by December 1st, 2020. I want to close on 20 deals by December 25th of next year. Whatever my goal of a deadline. I'm going to start today. By when do you want to achieve your goal? I want to make 100 grand in wholesale deals this next year. Okay, great. What did you do this year? You did 50? Okay, that's a realistic goal. Then you can double it. You have to double the actions there, though. Okay, for example, building on the goal above. On August 1st, I will obtain a gym membership at my local community center in order to be healthier. Work out 4 days a week. Every week, I will aim to lose 1 pound of body fat by the end of August. I realize my goal if I lose 4 pounds of fat over the course of the month. So those things you can check off. I want to lose 1 pound a week. At the end of you weigh yourself beginning of the month and then weigh yourself at the end of the month. And as long as you've done that 4 times a week thing, you should be rocking and rolling. This making sense, everybody? Okay. So other items here that I think are important with your goals. Okay. You have to realize it takes 21 days to start to build a habit, not 21 days to get a habit, but 21 days to start a habit and 66 days to truly create a habit. All right. So some people I want to read more this year. Okay. Well, what do you mean by reading more? Well, I want to read 1 book a week. It means I want to close on. I want to read 50 books this year. Okay, great. What's that mean? You're going to spend 3 hours a night reading and go through that? That's a great thing to start, but you're going to have to focus on it. It means turning off the TV, turning off the movies, being quiet. You got to have the 3 hours to do things if you need to. Okay. And I always say, what happens when you drift? Because we're all going to drift. Now, if you've never read Outwitting the Devil and you have a goal to read more books this year, I would start with that book. Because we all drift. We all get sidetracked from things. The devil in his success, that's what he's trying to do, to get us to drift, to get us to avoid our goals. Okay. The question is, we're all going to have times that we trip over that hurdle. We fall flat smack dab on our face. We eat some dirt, eat some pavement, and you have to brush yourself off, get back up, and go and tackle it back again. So do yourself a favor. Just try to set those quarterly goals, and you have to enjoy that when you reach one goal. Enjoy it. It doesn't mean go out and have a cheat day if you're working out and you just 5,000 calories. But what I'm trying to get at is when you do drift, when you get sidetracked, when you got a trip, you didn't work out 4 times this week, or you didn't make offers this week. Hey, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just jump on it, back into it. The following: hold yourself accountable. Write them down. Having a SMART goal is a great thing, but it's not nearly as effective as if you write it down. Okay. And now by writing it down, not on your phone, not on a computer. I'm talking about writing it down where you can post it somewhere. Okay. And by posting them, I mean is put some place you can see it every day, next to your bed, on the fridge, on the TV. All right. Places you're going to see it in the mirror. Okay. Write them down. But then also, just as importantly, I mean, Harvard obviously did a study that for those that wanted to achieve their goals, they were 50% more likely if they wrote it down. But then also another 25% more likely to add to that 50% if they shared them with people. Okay? Shared them with their warm audience. Me sharing a goal of losing weight with just you guys really isn't effective. I would need to want to share it with the people that I'm around the most, my trainer, Stephanie, anybody that's around here that I see on a regular basis, my best friends, because I'd want them to help hold me accountable to doing better. Okay. Right. And like I said, are you going to post them where you can see them? There's something you want to be able to post every day. Some people post their goals in their odometer in their vehicle. Maybe they got on their computer, which is not a bad idea, or you can see it every day. Okay. And here's the big thing. Are you really going to buy into them? Are you really going to take the actions that need to be done? I always laugh because the gym is packed January 3rd, not January 2nd for the most part. Well, it is packed January 1st for those that didn't go party, but January 2nd, it's really packed because those that partied New Year's Eve didn't really want to get up January 1st to go do it. Now this year, January 1st is a Wednesday. Yay, you get a day off in the middle of the week. But what I'm trying to get at, buy into them. If you're going to set habits, don't wait till then. I mean, go ahead and start doing it now. Start doing the things that you need to do. Set them, write them down, and give yourself, hey, I'm going to play. Maybe you need a little launch pad. I'm going to look to lose 4 pounds by Christmas or 5 pounds by Christmas. Okay. I'm going to look to get some offers bid in my Christmas. Don't wait till next year. Don't fall in that delay with no sense of urgency. Start doing things now, everybody. Okay. And realize, what if you don't accomplish them? I mean, maybe you shoot a big goal. If you miss them, okay, you still had success. You're still better off. Hey, I shot for 200 deals this year. I ended up coming short about 100. Well, what did you do the year before? 20. You're still up 500%. That's awesome. Okay. But what if you don't accomplish? Don't get so banana shit, because I see this happen over and over again. Oh, I'm so fat. I'm not going to go work out. And then something happens that motivates you. So, like, I give you an example. If you want to, here's a good thing. If you want to close on a deal or have a number, why don't you book a vacation? Book something big to celebrate. I think the best thing to get your butt motivated, especially if you're looking to lose weight or something like that, is book a vacation. Book someplace tropical where you're going to be in a bathing suit or bikini. Guys, I know you're going to be in the mankinis. Okay, I get that. Especially for some of you guys that are on here. Jeff Wolf, I know you like the banana hammock there in San Diego. But the thing I want you guys to get at is book something out. And you know what? As you hit milestones, celebrate. Like if you lose your first 10 pounds, celebrate. It's in, like, if you did that, if you lose your first 25 pounds, celebrate. If you hit your goal before time frame, don't stop. Keep going. That's what I'm trying to get at. Well, if you don't accomplish them, keep rock and rolling, keep knocking it out. If something happens, you get injured or something like that, or you've got your job for you that you're working at takes over full time because of things. I get it. It's all right to adjust those numbers and go from there. Don't beat yourself up too bad. Just reach out to others for help. And the thing that I really talk about here is, if you can, find yourself an accountability partner. Find out somebody who's at the same level you are or has the same goals, and hold yourself accountable. Check in. Hey, how's it going this week? You'll see a lot of those biggest loser things happen this time of year, first of the year, where people are measuring themselves, holding themselves accountable. Hey, we should have the biggest winner accountability thing. And how many deals have you closed in this year or this month, and going from there? That would be I think it's actually kind of a cool thing we should do. Anyway, so one of the things is, if you guys have some goals that you're struggling with, what you'd really like to accomplish, let's work through some of them. Okay. What are some of your goals for 2020? I don't care what it is. Like I said, I would avoid like having a goal for everything. I don't think that's feasible. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it comes down to you really having one major goal in really 3 major areas. And what I mean by that, maybe one in business. That could be like number of deals you close, number of money you raised, number of money coming in. Health. I think health's an important thing for a lot of people, especially as we get older. Your health, I think health needs to be a big one. I was just on a webinar listening to a buddy of mine, Dave Meltzer, talking about how health has become the number 1 priority for him as he's gotten older, where he puts that and where it's gotten into his daily activities to help out. Hey, I got to get this done. I get this taken care of. Okay. And then maybe a family goal. Hey, if we hit this and this, we're going to take a goal, or we're going to work through this. Like a lot of people will do goals with their kids. Hey, you make straight A's, we'll do this to celebrate, or we'll do a vacation or something like that. Whatever. Hey, we hit this number and close deals. Let's go take the time to celebrate and go do something. Okay. The important thing is book it and go do it. All right. So anybody want to share what their goals are for the year before I share mine? Anybody listening? Hey, Barry. Hey, Bill. Hey, Brian. Hey, Darren. Hey, Donna. Joe, Rich, Laura, Mike, Rick. I'd love to hear from some of you guys and gals out there who maybe have struggled a little bit. Hey, how do I get to where I need to be? What do I need to do? Okay. All right. Love the way you built and developed that goal letter by letter. What do you mean by I developed that goal letter by letter? You're talking about S.M.A.R.T, the S.M.A.R.T aspect of things, Bill? Made specific. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I came up with the idea. I was like, oh, let's talk about SMART goals, okay? I totally had a whole different PowerPoint put together than what I had on here. I was like, well, SMART goals is nothing unique. Let me see what it's like. And then when I popped up, I was like, oh, that sounds a lot better than what I put, okay? So I was like, I redid my whole thing and for kind of the level thing. So thank you, Bill. If you're going to do one with your, I think animated achievable. Yeah, exactly. So, and so on. Exactly. Try to add and make it achievable. Feel free to copy, borrow. Just give me credit for it, Bill. The SMART system of goal training. But anyway, anybody have some goals they want to share? All right. And I'll be the first one. Let me put these out here. I have 3 goals. I call it 50, 50, 50. No, not 50%, 50%. It's 50, 50, 50. So they're obviously 2019 has been an interesting year. We've had our ups and downs like anybody else. I am excited about the new year. I'm excited about the end of the year. I'm excited about the last 2 months of the year because some of these goals are just keep rocking and rolling. We just keep rocking and rolling through the stuff that we do, but it gives us something to measurable and really kind of, especially looking back in reflection of the last month. Especially I started doing this in October. There's some great things we've done this year and some crappy things we've done this year. Things that we didn't do that led to crap. And so I've been tweaking some things and going from there. But anyway, kind of found it out. I wanted to go back to basics for the year. 3 years ago, we set a big goal to help 10,000 note students or investors learn how to become note investors. And we've exceeded that goal. We're over and we'll hit over 10. We're on our way. We're at basically it's 2,000 students a year. We're well beyond that. Especially with the podcast popping up, it just absolutely blew it through the door. It blew that number way off on what we're helping people. We see that in the number of downloads, the number of subscriptions, email lists, and things like that. But my goal is to go kind of back very, very basics, 50, 50, 50. I want to lose 50 pounds. I'm down 25, 30, 35 pounds. It varies. Like I got to get some new pants. This sweater that I'm wearing is very, very big on me now, where it used not to be so big as we've leaned up. My goal on 50 pounds lost, like I said, is basically 1 pound per week. 3,500 calorie deficit. Now that means a couple things. I'm not eating red meat at all. I think I've had one bit of red meat in the last like 3-4 weeks. I eat a lot more vegetables. That helps. Okay. I feel great. I feel really great completely about that. That's one big thing. To keep that goal going, to keep the momentum that I've worked so hard going, is I'm going to keep doing my strength training at least 2 times a week, and then another 2 days of cardio. I need to increase the cardio a little bit. Although some of the trips that we've taken over this last year, I might be the biggest guy in the excursions or things like that, but I'm like leading people, so my energy is really good. I'm never going to be your Banana Republic size, 28 waist. It just doesn't work that way. I don't think I've been that since I was a freshman or junior in high school. But anyway, that's a big thing. If I keep doing that 4 times a week, that's basically every other day, I can make that happen. And that's a feasible thing. 1 pound per week. I'm down 1 pound. I'm down 1 pound. I'm down 1 pound. Okay? I want to add 50 coaching students in 2020. That's what I want to do. I add 1 coaching student a week. Now, the thing about this, we got a question here. Nathan, I appreciate. He says, Scott, check out rippedbody.com. Eddie Morgan has a ton of great nutrition fitness. I think you'll really enjoy. I appreciate it. I'm very blessed. I have an amazing trainer, Thomas Nee, who I'm with constantly. So I appreciate that. I will check it out. But I'm very lucky. I've got a great trainer that I work with on a weekly basis. But anyway, thank you for that. Big goals. We're wanting to add. I think we're going to see a lot of influx and things. So we're wanting to add 50 coaching students this year. And how do I get to 50? Well, that means I know I have to add roughly probably about 500 people as students to begin with. And by students, I'm talking about people that actually have signed up for our note, that are new blueprint or virtual students. That's why we talk about the virtual workshop there, guys. Hint, hint, wink, wink, 50% off. Use the code FLASH to get a discount. Because only about 10, we have students that go through about 10% of our workshop students end up becoming mastermind students or going through our coaching stuff. And we're also changing a couple things up with our mastermind and coaching stuff that will roll out first of the year too, that I think some of you guys will really enjoy. All right. But yeah, I know that I need to add 500 new students to roughly hit that 50 coaching. That also means I've got to do 10 students. I've got to add 10 students per week. Okay. And how do I do that? Well, I have to be speaking more. I have to be speaking a whole lot more. And that's basically 1 speaking gig per week, is the way I look at it. Either it's a speak, and I'm talking about podcasts. I'm talking where I'm actually back out, probably on the road speaking a little bit more so, and speaking a lot more. Whether it's a webinar, recorded webinar, it's out to meetup groups or things like that. You'll probably see a little bit more of that. I can guarantee you that throughout this year. So that's what we're looking for. That's 2 of the 50s. The third 50 is I'm going to add 50 performing notes added to our portfolio. My portfolio, not anybody else's, solely mine. And I want to see 50 notes. This is by this time next year, okay, 1st of December of next year, that are bringing in at least $400 a month in profits, okay? And that's to me, to the portfolio. That's $4,800 a year. It's a pretty nice income just off that 50 of residual stuff. It's basically $250,000 in residual income off of that. Now, you can run numbers. One of the things, if you guys have similar number you want to do, hey, I want to add 20 deals or I want to bring in $5,000 monthly cash flow, you can change the numbers up a little bit, tweaking it. You want to figure out how much you need to fund or how much you need to go. I've got the numbers. Figure I'm buying at 50% of value. So if you're figuring at $75,000 low values, that means you need to fund buy about $3.75 million in real estate. It means you need to fund about $1.8 million in private money if you're going that route, or less, depending on the ratios. But it's good to know those numbers. So big thing is, I think I'm going to go back a little bit more. I found this photo of me. This is 2010, at a baseball game in 2010. This is the first ball game of my trip when I started traveling the country in 2010. And yes, I am holding a beer there. And I saw that photo and kind of chuckled a little bit. The 10 years between that guy and this guy now, I accomplished and done things more than I've ever amazed. And I would not be setting a 10-year goal. That's not what I'm trying to get at with you guys. But if you think back and look back at what things you've accomplished, look back. Hey, what has been good things? What have been bad things? I'll give you an example, like our buddy Jeff Wolf, the Wolfman. Oh, you've done an amazing job with your health, especially since you almost died. Getting hit on your bike is an important thing. Things like that you can't figure out with goal-wise. Sometimes it's just, hey, I got to take a walk, or I got to start running, or I got to dress myself, or whatever, things like that. So you're going to have things that happen. But when I look back at, the last 10 years, I came across this, like, what a great photo. I'm going to share. That kid had no clue what was ahead of him. And, I had a smile on my face. I was divorced. I was just starting a road trip that I didn't know which way it was going to go. And things have happened that I've never imagined in the decade since that person. So, I think I can get back pretty close to that weight, if not closer, and do some big things that really help out a lot of great people out there, especially in 2020. So that's kind of some of my goals for the year. Who else has some things they want to talk about? Anybody else have some goals they want to share? Once again, Nathan, thanks for sharing. Bill, you and Heidi have a big goal for the year now that you've got one kid in the house now. The other one's off to college. Rick, you got some goals for the year? Rick Salinger? Johnny Rivas? Laura? Wolfman? Donna Wilson? Darren Ross? Jeff wants to get taller. Well, you know what that requires? That means you need to break the legs and stretch them all out, okay? Nathan wants to get to seeing 20 patients a day. Okay. Nathan, by patients, what is that? Deadlift 380. Okay, good stuff. I'm a doctor, he says. Okay. Start my note business. Okay, good. Well, I'd love to visit with you more if you need some help with starting your note business. As I said before, we've got a great virtual workshop coming up this weekend. Not this weekend, sorry. First weekend of December, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Take advantage of that. Bill says, I'm thinking about earning my Spartan trifecta, though not sure I'm fully in yet. So what does that mean, Bill? Your Spartan trifecta. I really like that. Is that you're doing 3 Spartan races? Are they in different parts of the country and it's traveling to those 3 areas? Johnny Rivas, hey, I want to be one of your note students. Well, that's easy. Just get signed up for the workshop, Johnny. Or drop me an email. We can talk some more about that. Anna wants to add 12 notes to my portfolio, 1 a month. That's very feasible. That's good stuff. Now, Bill, here's one thing to think about. I have to do 3 races, one 5 to 6 miles, one 8 to 9, and one 13 to 15 miles. Okay, that is a big thing. Are they all locally, or you can pick your races throughout the country? I'd have to travel quite a bit, big time commitment. Well, if it's 3 races, it may not be that big a deal. Here's the thing that I did. And maybe you can take something like with this, okay, here's the thing. With this picture of this kid up here now, as I say, 3 full weekends minimum. Whoopie-doo. You could do that, Bill. You could totally do 3 full weekends. I know you can. Here's what you can do. Look at your schedule. Go ahead and, if you have something like this, this is a great thing. Look at your schedule. Pull up your calendar and look at your schedule. Now, then take all the races, the Spartan races that are available, okay, and then jot them down. Figure out where they're at, okay? Now look at your calendar for other things that are involved that way. Now, with you speaking more and doing some stuff, maybe you can find a local RIA club nearby. That way you can cross it off. Hey, maybe I can speak at the RIA club. Or if there's an event going on in Vegas, maybe you're going out to Vegas for Paper Source, all right, and you're there to do it. I would probably do the 13, 15 somewhere close to home so you can sleep in your own bed for the most part. But some of those other ones, maybe you start off, set a goal. Once you set a goal for the first quarter to hit that small one, okay? I know you can do it, Bill. From a guy that rides Peloton like you do, I know 3 full weekends you can do that. I know you can do it. I know you and Heather can do it. Definitely. Laura says, I want to get my partner a steady enough cash flow that he can move to Colorado. That's nice. I want you to get enough cash flow so you can get the hell out of my house. I want to speak on notes once a month, and I want to dedicate 1 day a week to my art. Oh, I love that. 1 day a week to my art. Okay. Are we talking, here's a good one, Laura. Are we talking about weekend, or are we talking Monday through Friday? Because here's a couple of things that I've seen toyed with people doing just a 4-day work week. All right. And looking at your schedule better than anybody else. Okay. So I probably imagine you don't want to spend the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. You do want to do weekends. Okay. Then pick a day, Saturday, Sunday, where you focus on your art. That's awesome. I would say spend like Friday. Friday's always a good day, but you probably have so many closings. But if you figure out, think about it, a lot of stuff doesn't happen on Fridays except closings for the most part, and either wiring in or wiring out. So I think that's good. Yeah, Steph is a big thing where she enjoys painting too. So I'm always a big advocate of, hey, we're going to the painting place. I'm always happy that she goes there to doing that because it adds a lot. You have to have that kind of balance between work and left brain, right brain, right? But I think you can do that. And so, steady enough cash flow to get moved to Colorado. Well, hopefully he knows the expenses. You know what it's going to cost to be up in Colorado, whether it's Denver, Boulder, Colorado Springs, or Fort Collins. Some of those are cheaper. Definitely. I would maybe talk to Paul Cooper, who's up in Colorado, touch base with him. You've probably already worked out the numbers, what things are in cost, rent. I would say that Boulder and Austin are pretty similar when it comes to cost. But anyway. But that's the thing. Spread it out. I know a lot of people are doing it at the work spot where they're only doing a 4-day work week, where they have a 3-day weekend and they're taking Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and they're being just as productive, if not more productive, because they had extra stuff. So kudos for you guys. Rick Saunders, develop a philosophy of personal stoicism. Okay. But what does that mean, Rick? Okay, so closed commercial loans is a good one. When do you want to do that by? Develop a philosophy. So I'm trying to get it. A philosophy of personal stoicism is hard. I don't know exactly how do you measure that. Remember, it's got to be measurable. That's the M in SMART, the second one. Closing 2 commercial loans in 5 months, that's very feasible. So closing that by, are we talking by the end of May? Or are we talking by March? So it comes out if you're originating, if you're doing the origination side or refinance side, by May. Okay. So, but why don't you put yourself towards March? That's 7 months from now then. Don't wait. Don't put your stuff off till January. You can do it, bud. I know you can do it. That's what I'm trying to get at, everybody. Don't put your stuff off till, oh, I'm going to start in January. No, start now. Start doing it right now. Start doing it now. Don't wait. Don't start marketing January. No, start marketing now. Start doing the things you're doing now. Start putting the things in place, like planning. And heck, you know what, Bill? Go ahead and buy or sign up for 3 of those races. Get them booked and put them out there. That will motivate you more. You'll be more about it. I guarantee on your calendar, you've got the Peloton circled on that weekend. And that's a big thing. So that's technically 4 weekends. Your Peloton plus those other 3. So, okay. Okay. So here's the thing. One thing, I've had people reach out to me and say, oh, I want to pay off my credit card debt. Never just say that, because all you're going to attract is credit card debt. Say, then what you do is focus on eliminates. I need to make more money. Okay. Eat better and purer food now without sugar and water. Okay, great. Maybe you just say eliminate. I'm going to eat vegetarian, or I'm going to not just eat better. Let's be measurable, specific. The more specific, I'm cutting out flour, or I'm cutting out sugar and flour from my diet. I'm going to my cabinet right now and I'm eliminating those things. Or I'm going to start adding more keto or whatever that stuff is. I'm not the dietitian on that stuff, but be measurable. Use a SMART system, everybody, to do some stuff. Well, I'm glad to hear this, Rick. Glad to hear that for you. Laura, glad to do that as well too. Okay. Speaking on, here's the thing. If you want to speak on notes, okay, at least once a week, want to speak on notes once a month, you can do that, Laura. Totally believing you can, you do that. So what do you need to do for that? If you want to speak 1 note a week, then what I would do once a month is pick out a date and start doing that. Start reaching out to the local real estate clubs. There's enough here in Austin. There's somebody here in Texas, Houston. All right. Reach out to the local meetup. Jump on meetup.com and say, hey, I'm just looking to see if you're looking for a speaker on notes. You have enough experience. You can definitely do that. Okay. If you want some inside tips on that, drop me an email when you jump on the phone call tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday or something like that. All right. But there's plenty of, you just have to start doing it. Like I say, I want to speak, whether it's a webinar I'm speaking, and I don't care if there's 1 person on it or 1,000 people. You know, if I spoke in front of 100 people, 150 people, or I'm live streaming and doing that stuff as well, there's plenty of things that can be really great out there for you guys. Okay. What time is that? How are we looking at time? Oh, we're good. Anybody else have any goals they want to share? We'll do. Awesome. The thing is, when you're going to be speaking on the same topic, you really want to structure your thing where you're be able to say over and over and over and over and over again. And it's all comes with practice. And obviously, you don't want to wait till you're booking it once. You want to start doing it now. So maybe webinars or doing a Facebook Live where you're sharing, where it's the same discussion and you're hunting through it. Trust me, everybody, when you start speaking on stuff, the first few times, you're going to kind of figure your jokes and figure through. There's times now where I can do my find fun flip thing when I speak different reasons, almost word for word if I needed to. And I get better and better and better and better every time I do it. Okay. Any other final questions, comments, concerns out there? Thank you for those that shared. For those that didn't, come on now. But as always, guys, if you'd like to talk more, feel free. Drop me an email, scott@weclosenotes.com. I'm glad to send you my calendar link and schedule some time with you guys to help you hit your goals, to help talk about your business, whatever we need to do. Drop me an email, scott@weclosenotes.com, and I'll be glad to spend time with you. Take 10, 20, 30 minutes and see if we can help you on your way to get your goals written down, get your goals started before the end of the year. Don't wait till January 1st. If you do that, you're only killing yourself. Start marketing. Start doing things now to make things happen in the new year, everybody. Okay? Once again, everybody, thank you so much for being on Note Night in America, and we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye. Enjoy your evening.